warm welcome to you, everyone, wherever you may be watching. This is Sunday Politics live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbaloye in Abuja. Now, let's get to it. It's 33 days to the 2023 elections. Just about a month, and Nigerians will be deciding who becomes the next president and members of the National Assembly. So you go get your PVCs, the window, see about a week now before it finally closes. So get your PVC and let your voice count. My first guest tonight on the program is the governor of Kogi State, Governor Yaya Bello. There are reports today that he has dumped the Tinubu presidential campaign, but the APC in Kogi State has since denied that story. But as you know, in politics, there is no smoke without fire. The governor has also been criticized in the state by the opposition for activities they say are tending towards stifling the operation and the expressions of free operations of their campaign and democratic expressions. In fact, the issues surrounding the query sent out to a traditional ruler is generating controversies. The governor is also now saddled with the mobilization of young persons for the APC presidential campaign, and he will be joining me to be answering to some of what has become controversies and gray areas as far as the governance of Kogi State and the politics of it, and the APC and Bola Tinubu's agenda or ambition for 2023 is concerned. Have joining me on the program tonight, virtually, from Lokoja, Kogi State capital, Governor Yaya Bello. Your Excellency, thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sheung. Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, millions of viewers across the world.
Let's get started from a story that was quickly being debunked by the APC in Kogi State, and some of your aides were saying that story is not true. But, I mean, like I mentioned in the introduction, that in politics, there is no smoke without fire. Even nature also lay credence to that fact. There is something going wrong. That story couldn't have made the headlines if something was not wrong. What exactly is going on, Governor Bello?
Thank you very much once again. Myself, I woke up to see that particular fake news in the air today. And according to your introduction that there's no smoke without fire, in this particular instance, I'm sure the liars prepared the fire in the air. And you know, surely it cannot be sustained. So there's definitely no fire, not to talk of smoke, relating to the fake news they peddled. It's most unfortunate. And I am urging all the law enforcement agencies and all regulatory bodies regarding journalism and media practitioners practicing in Nigeria to please live up to their responsibilities. The current electoral law empowers even INEC to investigate things like this and prosecute the liars, those who perpetuate fake news as far as this election is concerned. And let me further reassure millions of Nigerian youths and Nigerians and our followers and supporters in the country and across the world that I remain very supportive, ardent supporter, mobilizer, campaigner, and driver of votes for our leader and the president in the waiting, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the flag bearer of our great party, the All Progressives Congress, and my own brother, His Excellency, Senator Kashim Shettima. These are president and vice president in the waiting. Of course, every Nigerians know that I'm a big factor as far as this election is concerned because of the demography I represent in this country and even across the globe. So, of course, they can come up with fake news, but it is incumbent on all law enforcement agencies to quickly take actions against these people. I am expecting that the management and that media house, the Tribune, that was so respected. I personally respect Tribune. very well. And I don't know why they should allow themselves to be dragged into this kind of messy, situation. I expect them to retract that particular publication and tender public apology and give it a lot of publications within 24 hours. Else, I think my lawyers are capable of doing the needful.
So there are a few issues here and there because now there is on one hand that there are a few youth-oriented programs in the party which, according to some sources in your party, say you neither give your blessing nor even endorse those programs that are aimed at mobilizing youth for the campaign or for your candidate, suggesting that you are really not working with the other youth tendencies or groups in the party.
Until anybody come on air openly and challenge me to what you just alluded to now, I don't think I will take it with a pinch of salt. First of all, I am a party stakeholder, starting from when I became governor, even before I became governor, since 2014, that we have been nurturing this particular great party for this country up till date. There has never been any assignment statewide, nationally, that I have not carried out diligently and deliver on the task that is given to me. You recall the mobilization of membership of the youths, women, and people living with special needs, where we were able to mobilize over 41 million for our great party. There have been several tasks. I contested for this particular ticket, and God Almighty gave it to our leader and the president in the waiting. And I learned from him because he is the general of the game. And ever since that happened, I am the first person as a contestant that came out openly to give my blessings, to endorse him, to start working for him even before he reached out to me, of which I don't even need our leader, Ashwaju, to even reach out to me, because I believe in him. I studied him. I envision exactly what he is going to do for this country. And I pray fervently for the success, and I continue to do all my best to ensure that he succeed and he win in this general election. As a party, I have done so much for the party, and even in the immediate task of mobilizing youths across this country, coordinating the youth across this country for victory, I have done so much in the open and in the secret. Go to our timetable and all of our revised timetables. Where is that youth activity that I have not, spearhead, sponsor directly from my own personal resources up till this moment? Or is it, campaign moving up and down that, when the last incident I was going to Kwara, everybody knows that I travel by road in order that I connect with the common people, in order that I connect with the youths, in order that I connect with Nigerians. I was on my way from Kogi to Kwara. Border between Ekiti and Kwara State were told that the particular rally was called up. We have to turn back again and see the massive mobilization we mobilized for that. Look at the youth engagement. Youth engagement that was organized, sponsored 100% by me in Abuja. That is one of the most successful engagement of our leader, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, with the largest demography in this country. And the messages that were passed on that day has sunk deep into the bone marrow, the bloodstream of every Nigerian, especially the youth demography, even the older ones. That is our effectiveness. Let me tell you one thing, Cheryl. I am that one leader of this contemporary Nigeria today who will sit in the hinterland and my words, my directives, my instruction, my way will hit everywhere across the nooks and crannies of this country. Nigerians believe in me. Nigerians believe me because they know me for my strength of character, They know me that whatever I believe in and wherever I stand, I am firmly on the ground and I will deliver. That is exactly who I am. They know me very well that even in Kogi State here, when we assumed office, we converted Kogi State from PDP to APC 100% in Kogi State. That is the effectiveness and the efficacy of my leadership and administration. So everybody knows that Yaya Bello is a big player, is a big wig, is a leader that Nigerians believe in. So they come up with this kind of story in order to sway the election in their favor. However, they have made this particular campaign of the president in the waiting, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, smoother, and we are going to deliver overwhelmingly. The victory is going to be supersonic, and it will be a landslide for our candidate, for our party, and for all of our candidates from across board, from top to bottom.
All right. So let's move swiftly, Governor, because this is just one of the several issues I'd like to take up with you tonight on the program. Perhaps finally on this matter, because I'm hearing a lot of things on the ground within your party, and perhaps a lot of things are being drawn into why this story came up. And this is not the first time. It just came up as a headline on one newspaper. But this has been a story within and around your party for the last few days. Now, could it be that your political rivalry with Honorable Faleke, which goes back to almost over 7 years, is still subsisting as that political rivalry, because he is the secretary of the campaign organization? And those who ask the question that there was a youth event in Lagos today, did you bless that event? Is it the reason of your rivalry, political rivalry with Honorable Faleke still subsisting? These are some of the inferences that members of your party are drawing into why they think that you are not 100% committed to the Bola Tinubu campaign.
First of all, like I said, my commitment to Bola Ahmed Tinubu's campaign is 100% and over. And where I cannot be due to certain exigencies, either as a result of administration or governance in Kogi State here, or other national assignments, my representatives are there 100%. And Nigerian youths believe in me, Nigerians believe in me. That is on one hand. On the other hand, Faleke is my brother. I don't ever consider Honorable James Faleke as a political rival, because Honorable James Faleke is a House of Representative member at the National Assembly, and I am a governor in Kogi State. On several occasions, we have compared notes. Whatever he heard, he reached out to me, I reached out to him. I don't think it is a subject of public discussion how we relate. Our common goal, as it is today, is how we work together to deliver and ensure that we have a resounding victory for our principal or principals. And he is doing his best within the Presidential Campaign Council. I am doing my best within the state and as the National Youth Coordinator to ensure that we have a resounding victory. So please, I want to urge the public that myself and James Faleke, we are brothers. I consider him as a brother. I consider him as an integral part of this particular movement towards the greatness of this country. And we will continue to work together to ensure that we have secured the victory and this country becomes great. Not only him, himself, his supporters, my supporters, and all of our people together. We are strongly together and we're working harmoniously. And by extension, let me tell you, me today as a governor from the north and all other northern governors, we are committed 100% to ensuring that we record a resounding victory. All of us from the north, we keep fidelity. We keep our promises and we don't deceive. That is why you see this massive movement from across the country for our party. And I can assure you, let Nigerians just keep their dancing shoe and prepare for the victory as we have been declared in the next general elections by the grace of God.
I wanted to move as fast as possible, but this matter, I know that there has been some agitation from the senatorial district where Honorable Faleke comes from when he was the running mate to the late Audu. And that agitation is still ongoing. They believe that they've not had a good shot in leading the state. And I mean, since you said you've been working with him, is he part of, is Honorable James Faleke part of your plan when you leave office to consider, since he has an agenda or an ambition to become Kogi State Governor? Have you had that conversation? Is it part of your agenda? Have you ever considered him?
Honorable James Faleke is a House of Representative member from Lagos, representing the good people that he is representing in Lagos. Here in Kogi State, politics is that of interest. Everybody has his own interest. But let me tell you one thing. Power is not served a la carte. In Kogi State here, we have changed the dynamics completely. We don't care where you come from. We don't care about your religion. What is important is who can serve. And beside all of this, what we have at hand right now is our presidential campaign execution, is our election to be executed to ensure that our principal win. Kogi State's governorship election is still, way ahead, sometimes in November, possibly, by the grace of God. So it is not coming anytime soon. So why the agitation? I don't think there's any need for anybody to agitate. When we get to the bridge, we shall cross it.
So another issue within Kogi is this, and the opposition in Kogi State, especially the People's Democratic Party, they're not happy with you. In fact, some of the words they've used to describe your reign is that of autocracy. They say, and they've criticized you, that you are autocratic, that you wouldn't allow opposition to thrive in Kogi State. Why so?
I'll be an autocratic to a past administrations or that particular political party that ruined our state. Thank God, on 29th of December 2022, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, visited Kogi State and commissioned 8 projects within 1 day. So why should they be happy with me for that? Having peddled so much lies, falsehood within the media space and across the country, that I am doing nothing. So for them to see that is a shock. They can't be happy for that. Or is it the security? What they breeded, thuggery, armed robbery, ISWAP, Boko Haram, kidnapping, and what have you, all forms of crime that they bred. And I came and put a stop to it. How can they be happy? For not allowing them to steal again, how can they be happy? For not sharing the resources, the common resources of the state to work for the entirety of the people, how can they be happy? Of course, if I have to be an autocrat to deliver on good governance, to ensure that my people live in peace and harmony that we are enjoying today, to deliver on a health infrastructure, road infrastructure, school infrastructure, to pay salaries which they have been peddling that I'm not paying, to pay salary, to ensure that everything that concerns good governance in Nigeria is going smoothly in the midst of our little resources. Remember, we are the only state that have 10 borders with other enclaves, state and FCT. And for us to maintain cordial relationship with all of our people, how can they be happy? How can they be happy if over how many years they cannot secure our oil well and Kogi State becoming an oil producing state? And we get it done this time around. How can they be happy? How can they be happy when we have border crisis with other states? And under my watch, under my administration, we are having wonderful relationship with all other states across this country. How can they be happy? How can they be happy when Kogi State was never known in the Nigeria politics or map before? But today, you mention Kogi State, you know that that is a state to reckon with. How can they be happy? I think if they can continue to be sad while the citizens of Kogi State are happy, I would be too happy to continue to be that autocrat.
Yeah, so Governor, there are a lot of issues that have been raised since the issue that you mentioned in terms of project commissioning some of the queries that the opposition has raised on the cost of those projects and the amount that was being spent. And those who have also asked the question. So it was only 8 projects that Governor Bello has been able to show the world in his almost over 7 years of being the leader of the state as the governor of the state. These are some of the questions that the opposition directly have used in criticizing and reported in the media. But a bigger question here is what the people of Kogi State face today. There is some report of water scarcity since that incident on the plant in Kogi State. Is there any hope in sight in resolving this water problem?
8 state projects commissioned within 1 day because of Mr. President's limited time. It's not the only project that we have executed in Kogi State. There are plethora of such projects that has been executed in Kogi State. And I think we have put them online. The opposition are too lazy to even make research and see exactly how we've been able to perform. They are too lazy to even make a research and go to our website and make other researches as to how World Bank have rated us as first consecutively for over 3 or 4 years in terms of prudent management of resources, transparency, and accountability. They are so lazy to even make a research and come back home and see the state they left in ruins, how it has been today. So if some people are in diaspora or in the air criticizing, we here back in Kogi State, we know exactly what we are doing. And also, we are the first state to be putting our budgets and our financials online for the whole world to see how we are prudently managing the resources of Kogi State to the benefit of our people. So if opposition are saying that, of course, the only thing I can take out of there is, hey, Yaya Bello, do more for the people so that the people will continue to remember you when you leave office. So as for the water project, yes, that particular flood did a very great harm, not only to our water infrastructure in Lokoja here, but some other infrastructures, which, of course, you know that the resources are scarce. We're doing our best to ensure that we restore water back to the metropolis, and palliatives are ongoing, given to our people. And I urge the resident of Lokoja to be more patient. You know I'm responsive. We know this government, you know this government is responsive and responsible to every of your welfare and your comfort. We are going to ensure that the water is restored very, very soon.
How soon can it be restored? Because water is very crucial to the well-being of any human. Can you give a certain time that you will get on it?
Surely before the end of this month, I think we should restore the water because work has gone progressive. I mean, seriously on it. I am monitoring it very well every day, every now and then. And you can be rest assured that as much as we deliver on all other infrastructures and projects for you, this will not be, will not be left, alone. There are still cities, there are towns that ever since the creation of this state, there has never been a drop of water from the tap, and they are enjoying water today. So here will not be an exception.
So I asked the question about the projects. And so, because, I mean, the essence of government is not only to deliver projects, is the general welfare interest of the people. So the cost of the political economics of the projects are very critical. And there are those who will say, if Governor Bello actually had done anything, let him list at least 10 of those things that you have done. And can you also tell Nigerians tonight that those projects that are being executed, the major ones, they are done within the confines of globally acceptable cost of implementing these projects, as against the criticism that you spent way beyond what is necessary to be spent on some of these projects?
Let me just give you 2 examples, and I will leave the rest to the lazy ones to go and make their research. The only flyover so far in Kogi State that we constructed, the Ganaja flyover, we inherited a bill of 15 billion to construct that particular flyover, single lane with crossbar, so that heavy-duty vehicles will not be able to cross without all other adjoining roads. Now, Nigerians should guess how much we use in executing that particular project. Now, dual, with roundabout, street lights, with CCTV cameras that are embedded across this particular area in order to forestall breakdown of law and order and insecurity, and all other adjoining roads. Guess how much we have spent? We spent in constructing all of this, just less than 5 billion. We inherited the bill in 2016, 15 billion. We spent less than 5 billion in putting that particular infrastructure or that edifice in that particular place. So now compare that particular, people should come and visit. Those in diaspora who has never visited Kogi State, ever since we confined them to political dustbin, they should come back and come and evaluate and look at that particular project, look at the quality, and go online and verify. These particular costs are contained in our financials. Like I said, how will I give you the luxury of teaching you when you could even go and make your research? Then that particular first ever hospital, as far as Nigeria is concerned, and Africa and all of its equipments over there, Nigerians might be thinking we have spent how much, so much in that particular project. That same edifice is within 5 billion as well. So it will shock everyone how prudent we cost, we supervise, we monitor, and deliver on all of these projects. And then that particular hospital, that particular hospital is just 1 out of 5 in Kogi State. 1 out of 5.
So, Governor Bello, let's move quickly. Only that, I like to touch on 1 or 2 issues before we go, and we have just a few more minutes to spend. Quickly, the query sent from the government of Kogi State to the traditional ruler of Ebira land, the Hoinoi, has been generating controversies. The talks we're getting, or the response that are coming out of Ebira land, is that it is a denigration of that royal stool. And also the question that there is being a fallout between you and the Hoinoi, the traditional ruler, who, according to some people in the Ebira land, that you said in some quarters that he doesn't like you. And that is perhaps at the root of all of these problems.
Hoinoi of Ebira land, His Royal Majesty Dr. Ado Ibrahim Sioya, is my uncle. His mother, and my grandfather are brothers and sisters. They have the same parents. Hoinoi and my father, Alhaji Bello, they are first cousins. Myself and his children were second cousin. So we are related in blood. That is number 1. Number 2, Hoinoi of Ebira land is a man that I so much revered and respect. Not only today, right from my childhood. Everybody knows that. And Hoinoi himself can attest to it. And the cordial relationship between myself and his children could attest to that. And there's nobody that can come out openly and quote me saying Hoinoi does not like me. If Hoinoi does not like his son, who does he like? If a father does not like his father, who would you like? But let's separate personal relationship from governance. The traditional stool or institution in Kogi State know how much I respect them, how much I adore them, protect them, and continue to elevate them. I don't think there's any governor that has elevated traditional institution in Kogi State, like me. But we have to separate administration from personal relationship. We are taking steps to ensuring that nobody, go outside his official mandate. It will interest you that I don't have my own blood relation, my brothers or my sisters that I appointed in this particular administration, simply so that I could discipline or reward when the need be. One of the hallmarks of leadership and administration is ability to reward and an ability to discipline. If you err, I wouldn't care who you are, I would discipline you. If you do well, I wouldn't care whether I know you or not. I would reward you, and that has always been. An administrative way of handling it is ongoing. There's no point whatsoever putting it to the public. That is why I have declined severally to make comments on it. But if I don't say anything now, then people will go with a wrong impression.
All right. Your Excellency, we are totally out of time. Tonight, you have perhaps a very big opportunity to let Nigerians know, especially those who have never been to Kogi State. And in another few months, there will be election in your state. We have just 30 seconds to wrap up the conversation. If there is one legacy that you think that you will be leaving behind for the people of Kogi State, and what would that be? Just 30 seconds so that we can wrap up quickly.
Unity, togetherness, good governance, courageous leadership, and ensuring that the rule of law is upheld. And that is exactly what I want Nigerians, what I want the people of Kogi State to ever remember me for. To know that I respect them and I utilize their resources judiciously for them, and hence to know what hence what we're enjoying today. And to ensure that where we took Kogi State from the hands of PDP or those who ruined the state, we shall never return back to that position again. And God will continue to help me. I'll continue to lead with courage, and I will never allow the distractors to come my way and distract me from delivering on my mandate. I will uphold the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Your Excellency, it's good to see you, the one popularly called the White Lion. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the Kogi State Governor, Governor Yaya
Thank you.
Bello.
God bless Nigerians.
Thank you
God bless Nigerians.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Have a pleasant
All
day.
right.